And I can still talk too, but I'm sick, so my voice is a little messed up. I don't know how well this is going to work, because I can't type very quickly.
Good dog.
We were lucky to get our hands on that cyborg arm developer. There's no one in Diamond Dogs who can so much as maintain that thing.
Bionic arm, not cyborg, if you go by what he calls it. But you're right, the East is light years ahead in bionics. They can even detect through the skin the slight electrical signals from the brain that order muscles to move. The Soviet Union completed their first bionic arm capable of doing that back in the 60s. Although I guess that news didn't really reach the West.
No kidding. Zadornov's was the only one I ever saw. Quite a shock to see it for the first time.
And it was no mean feat to get hold of Snake's arm. I couldn't get one for you at the time, but you know, now...
Forget it. I've no intention of relying.
What? 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 Huh? Huh? The game is gone. It's just gone. It's true. It's really concerning. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I did that. Oh, oops. There we go.
We were lucky to get our hands on that cyborg arm developer. There's no one in Diamond Dogs who can so much as maintain that thing.
A bionic arm, not cyborg, if you go by what he calls it. But you're right, the East is light years ahead in bionics. They can even detect through the skin the slight electrical signals from the brain that order muscles to move. The Soviet Union completed their first bionic arm capable of doing that back in the 60s. Although I guess that news didn't really reach the West.
No kidding. Zadorov's was the only one I ever saw. Quite a shock to see it for the first time.
And it was no mean feat to get hold of Snake's arm. I couldn't get one for you at the time, but you know, now...
Forget it. I've no intention of relying on bionics. Right now I need to keep the pain fresh in my mind.
Well, it's your decision. But don't you find it... inconvenient?
Not a bit. But the phantom pain, it never lets up. Do you know how many men I saw die that day? There's nothing we can do to bring them back. And you expect me to care about getting a measly arm and leg back? Sorry. But my pain belongs to all our dead comrades. I'll keep living with it for their sake. It'll guide me straight and true until I've gotten them the vengeance they deserve.
Dee makes a pretty good partner, huh, boss?
Too early to say.
Yeah? Just seeing him come back makes me real proud.
What breed is he? He's not a husky.
You're right. Siberian Husky is a cross between a Spitz-type dog and a wolf. I think Dee might have some wolf blood in him, too. He isn't just smart. He's also shown remarkable judgment. If he doesn't do what you want him to, he's just doing what he thinks is right in the situation. And he's steady under fire. Remember, he's no lapdog. But learn his strengths, and you'll understand each other soon enough. You'll make one hell of a team.
Ocelot. Why'd you take it upon yourself to train him?
Why?
Yeah. When's the last time you heard a wildcat raising a dog?
I have an eye for him. I know at first glance he'd make the right partner for you. And I figured it was about time he got out into the world.
So you passed him off on me?
There, you see? I knew you liked him.
I don't know about that yet. I still think he's trying to figure me out, too.
I'll spend some more time with him. You'll see how helpful he can be.
What about you?
I prefer to work alone.
Ocelots don't hunt in packs.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I'm glad you like him. Dee's really taking to you, too. And to going on your walks. Don't be shy about taking him with you in the future.
I'll think about it. So SALT II still hasn't gone into effect.
That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the U.S. and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. That's when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off. Somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse.
The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then.
Maybe while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker, and were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike.
Coleman's big idea? Humans are incapable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of.
If that AI, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch.
Deterrent?
You made it to Surat Power Plant. Emmerich should be beyond the gate at the northern edge of the facility. We have no idea what he's doing back there.
What happened in
Let's go find out.
Don't trigger a change of heart. But in the end,
The time's to find the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand.
I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenouyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, aka Sigint, Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation. And the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva. And me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted.
I still trusted him in those days.
We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project.
Les enfants terribles, Zero called it.
You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable rumor as to his whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Freed of his control, his creation, his power continued to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without him, it's endured, evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites. Parasites like the ones who attacked you 9 years ago in the Caribbean, and then at the hospital. Cypher's Black Ops unit, XOF. They learned where you were, and came to wipe the slate clean.
КП-24! Узнал повреждена! Атака врага! Прием! КП, понял. Немедленно конец связи. Всем боевым группам! КП! Все подразделения на боевые позиции! Повторяю! Все подразделения на боевые позиции!
Oh, that was weird. That wasn't supposed to happen. It kept switching my weapon. He threw it right at me. Yes, I did. I'm gonna extract them all. He died. He blew himself up, I forgot. He threw it. Look at this stupid idiot. This guy threw a grenade at me while I was right in front of him, bounced it off my face, back at himself, and then didn't get away from it.
ЛКП, понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи.
Oh crap, reinforcements. Oh. People up ahead. Shoot at my dog. Oh crap, they actually do know where I am. I didn't think they knew. Oh crap, I got pincered.
Boss, come in. Boss?
I'm sick, that's my excuse. That was a lot of really stupid mistakes on my part. Really, it'd be a miracle if I hit him this distance. I have to take bullet drop into account. I wasn't gonna talk much.
You made it to Surat Power Plant. Emmerich should be beyond the gate at the northern edge of the facility. We have no idea what he's doing back there. But let's go find out.
Davey.
first met you 20 years ago now.
Wait, we already listened to this, didn't we? I don't remember. Yeah, we already listened to these.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond dogs. The word diamond originally comes from Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
Didi,
Копыта, слышишь? Вы осмотрели сектор, ничего не нашли.
stop freaking me out.
Вызываем поезд.
Stop freaking me out.
Это КП, понял. Оставайтесь на чеку. Конец связи.
I keep thinking someone's coming in here. Crap. Knock the radio on the floor. Oh. Crap. That's not what I meant to do either. What? That's not what I wanted to happen.
Всем боевым группам, это КП.
Crap, I hit the wrong button.
Боевые позиции. Повторяю, все вооружение.
Again.
На боевые позиции.
This time they can't call for reinforcements.
КПС-10, потерял противника. Ищу последние точки соприкосновения. Прием. Это КП, понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи. КПС-10, противник скрылся из виду. Начинаю поиск. Прием. Это КП, понял. Они не могли уйти далеко. Будьте бдительны. Конец связи. Штаб, штаб, это КП. Возразился огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ, но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Штаб, это КП. Ответьте. Штаб, ответьте. Штаб. Штаб, это КП. Штаб, прием.
I hope this is enough protection. Wow, that sucked.
КП, это Злой-1. Атакуют с неизвестной позиции. Прием. Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выкройте врага.
Let's try that again.
Конец связи.
Didn't realize it was so concentrated. I've never used this before. That was awesome.
КП-104. Атакуйте откуда? Нет никаких признаков врага. Прием. Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выкройте врага. Конец связи.
Christmas Eve, 1979, the Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. The superpower sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant, only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here.
Get it.
They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their ocean. But this has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of. Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation, and the cycle of vengeance goes on.
This is Pequod. No targets remaining. Ending attack run and we'll stand by at LZ. This is Pequod. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Think we were loud enough on our way in?
Changes have already been finalized.
It's not operational yet. The remote piloting and AI control haven't reached the application stage.
Who said anything about an AI? That was Coldman's mistake 10 years ago.
Be that as it may, we'll need to modify postural control to accommodate a human pilot. I share your urgency, but we need more time to finish it.
Been in contact with Big Boss.
Right. Planning on leaving us, Doctor?
Huh? What?
I'm taking your legs back!
you're just gonna kill me?
Sahelanthropus is mine now. Listen, I may dwell in the dark, but I refuse to be judged by your standards, traitor! I hope your friends give you what's coming to you. Take him to the base. Yes, sir. Transporting Emmerich to the base camp and returning to base.
We're shutting down. All units, strike camp and clear out.
We still have use for him.
No doubt about it, boss. That man is your extraction target, Emmerich. The weapon system that disappeared into that cave, and the man who was with it. Emmerich must know something about what's going on. He was transferred to the Soviet base camp. I've marked it on the map. Make your way to that base camp.
Stop him.
Nice find. Analyzing the intel file you picked up. We've got a fix on the target. I've updated your map info. Check it on your iDroid.
war. The Kremlin never expected to have this much trouble against the Mujahideen. Afghanistan is a tribal society. Tradition demands that its people stand up to any outsiders who set foot on their land. With the honor of their people at stake, they have everything to fight for. No matter how hard the Soviets hit them, they continue to appear out of nowhere, striking back, then vanishing again. But there's one thing even the Mujahideen fear. Every last one of them. The Soviet gunships. They're highly maneuverable and equipped with massive firepower. Plus, the underside of the fuselage is heavily armored. The Mujahideen can barely scratch them with their small arms. Anyone who hangs around gets mowed down by the gunship's heavy machine guns. This new honeybee weapon that was given to the Hamid fighters, it's no doubt something to help them strike back against the gunships, which makes it a weapon that could change the course of the war. Those guerrilla fighters known as Mujahideen don't actually belong to a single organization. Afghanistan is a multi-ethnic country. You've got the Pashtuns, the Tajiks, Uzbeks, Hazaras, and each of them is split into their own tribes, large and small. Each ethnicity has several rebel organizations that their various tribes gather under. They're united under the banner of jihad, but that doesn't mean they work like a single standing army. Just look at the area around Smasy Fort. A lot of Tajiks used to live there, but they fled after the Soviets started their Scorched Earth campaign. With the area uninhabited, the Hamid fighters, who are Pashtun, decided to move in. The Hamids are based out of the city of Peshawar. We passed through it on the western edge of Pakistan. The Pashtun people have long lived in Afghanistan and western Pakistan. They used to travel back and forth frequently. Then Britain went and established the border that still stands today. The Hamid fighters get generous support from the Pakistani government. The government wants to use them to secure influence over Afghanistan. Their liaison with the Hamids is Inter-Services Intelligence, and behind the ISI, you have the CIA. That's probably how the honeybee ended up in the hands of the Hamid men.
Stay. Edie. Hands up. Where are your friends? Get down.
Ignore me, I'm just a cute anime girl lying with my disguise. Is he even coming here? That was all he did. Sorry, I just really want this to work. I don't know if it will, because that guy's lying there.
Ау! С тобой все в порядке? Посмотри! Цепляйся! Чуй! Оба! Враг!
Всем боевым группам! Это кафе! Мы вступили в зону противника! Готовиться к бою!
Yeah, I did. I was thinking, should I crawl out of the box, or... Oh, that was my last trank dart and I missed.
Всем постам! Это командир! Внешняя радиосвязь вышла из строя! Мы не можем вызывать подкрепление с других аванпостов! Окопайтесь и удержите позиции своими силами! Конец связи!
I was really lucky that guy didn't have any armor. If he had, that would have been a lot harder.
Копейте, Дмитрий-9! Потерял противника из вида! Ищу последние точки соприкосновения! Прием! Это КП, понял. Обследуйте сектор. Но осторожно. Конец связи.
Hope my car is still there. It's not. Oh. I'm gonna need one. Or my horse. Actually, honestly, the horse would probably be better.
Копейте, Дмитрий-9! Противник ушел из вида!
But I can't have him and D-Dog at the same time.
Прием! Это КП, понял. Следите за ними. Не позволяйте им уходить с фланга. Конец связи. Штаб, штаб, это КП. Возобновился огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ, но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Штаб, это КП. Ответьте. Штаб, ответьте. Штаб. Штаб, это КП. Штаб,
Did
прием.
you see that, boss? That giant weapon system that disappeared into the cave? I've heard it was the Kremlin's biggest secret. But to think that doctor has been working on it. And the man with the skull for a face. It's been on my mind since you encountered the skulls during the Honeybee mission. It's really him. Boss, he's the commander of Cypher Strike Force XOF. And probably the mastermind of the attack 9 years ago. I thought he and Zero parted ways. I'll look into it. You just focus on the mission.
Let's see. So we got an outpost. Another one. Another one. And then we get there. Sort of 3 mini outposts. Yeah, I can run.
Открыли огонь в ответ, но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность.
Does it just suddenly pull DD into the sky? Yes, it does.
Стоп! Это кафе! Ответьте!
I can do that. Yeah, I can show you.
Стоп! Стоп! Это кафе! Стоп! Прием!
Get back here. Oh. These guys. These guys always screw me over. They're protecting those canisters, those giant containers. feel like we need a little reminder of why we're here exactly. There's a cassette tape about it. I think. I thought. I'm way too close to a guard to be looking at this stuff. You know what? I want a change of outfits. I think the best one. I think I just want the sneaking suit. Let's place it. Let's place it here. If I can get it, I can get it. If I can't, I can't.
Bipedal weapon system. The same model as the one in the cave? Looks like they're about ready to start deploying it.
commentary light thing isn't working so well now because I need to sound crap that I do not want looking at me right now. The most fortunate sandstorm of all time is about to happen. I disappear.
Emmerich's somewhere in that facility. Where could the entrance be?
Hands up.
He tried to fight me. Either way, he's knocked out. Actually, his skills are probably pretty good if he did that. Not really. I could really stand for him to be down longer.
Speak.
Can't get in that way. I'm muttering. Can't get in that way. There's a specific place you have to go in. All the doors are locked. Except one.
Эй, ты слыхал? Сбили крокодил, который летел из Баграма.
Шутишь? Партизанское ерундовое оружие пробило его броню.
Нет, говорят, у них откуда-то взялся переносной ракетный комплекс.
Ракетный комплекс. Душманов?
Да, и тепловые ловушки ему не помешали.
Откуда у них такая штуковина?
Ну, мы пока что только
Oh,
слышали
I can't do the thing I wanted to.
Никому из наших еще не довелось его пощупать.
Оружие-призрак.
А ты попробуй взять в плен душмана с этой установкой. Тебе за это красное знамя дадут.
Что?
I thought I could do vehicle drops, but I guess I can't.
Извиняюсь, товарищ.
Oh well.
Пока.
Увидимся.
Ugh, the timing couldn't be worse. Yeah, perfect. Didn't even notice.
Нет, не делай этого!
Lie down. Spit it out.
Who are you? Snake? It's not you, is it?
Hey! It's just a machine. Are you?
Dr. Emmerich.
Snake? Hey, what gives? Ah! Let me go! No! Give me back my legs!
Right on schedule. Now bring him back to Mother Base. Okay, I'm sending a chopper close by. Get to the LZ with Emmerich.
Hang on a second. Let's use the walker gear I developed to escape. There's a special one here at the lab. Only I can activate it, and I'll tell you how to operate it.
Ignore Emmerich. We don't need his wind-up toys.
It is a long way there. Why don't you use that walker gear of his?
No way. We can't trust him. How do we know his crap will even work?
Well, it's better than carrying the man the whole way. Boss, use the walker gear to escape.
It's your call, boss.
No, actually, I do need him, don't I? I don't know.
I'll start it up. Get this off me! Here we go. They're single pilot machines. I'll... Hey!
So, I don't know if you remember this, but they're actually really mad at Huey.
A bipedal weapon for the Soviet Union. It hasn't been deployed yet. I was doing mobility testing. Once the walker gear is finished, they'll have a huge advantage in close combat. Once they add my masterpiece into the equation, this war will be over. The Soviets will win.
He was developing bipedal weapons for the Soviets. If that's the case, what's Cypher's interest in it?
How can you be mad at a bro, Huey?
9 years ago, we
Well,
invited that nuclear inspection team to Mother Base. It was
This is
a
why.
ruse. They turned out to be Cypher's strike force. It was Emmerich who brought them there. He's been underground ever since, working with Cypher.
I had no idea. I thought the inspection was real. I swear it. If anyone's to blame, it's you, Snake. We should never have had that meeting. That's the reason Mother Base was destroyed. Cypher tried to kill me. Made me do research for them. That's right. Creating bipedal weapons. 9 long years. Forced to do whatever they said. Hello? Take this bag off, will you? I can't breathe.
This is Pequod.
You came to
On
save
station
me.
at LZ.
I'm dying in this thing, Snake.
Открыть подавляющий миномет огонь по цели! Прием! Это свой один! Он понял! Подготовка к минометному огню!
After 9 years, finally came. Snake, I thought we were on the same team. All for one and one for all. Nothing's changed, right? Sahelanthropus? How?
So that's the Metal Gear he built for the Soviets.
Impossible! It can't be active!
Doctor, you're as useless as I thought. This is the real Sahelanthropus. You and your friend will die here. Behold! Today is the day weapons learn to walk upright!
Get out of there, boss. Emmerich extraction comes first. Head for the LZ.
If only I could reach my horse. He keeps running away from me. Get over here.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Don't get away from that thing, it'll bring down the chopper. Give it the slip somehow. Stay behind cover as you move.
This is Pequod. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Stay alert. You're not out of the woods yet. Boss, hide. lost him. You need to focus, boss. Get the target to the RV.
Fortunately, he's Seth Landon. This is in the RV.
Quickly! Alright, the chopper's touching down. Don't waste any time getting on board. And don't forget Emmerich. Good work.
Gaining altitude.
Use the chopper's minigun. Shake him off!
An upright bipedal weapon. In terms of hominids, it's a Sahelanthropus. How did they complete it without me?
We'll hear the rest back at base. Mission complete. I guess it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, it was really bad. That did not destroy it. It just stopped it for the time being. But that was a really big fiery explosion, huh?
Why do you suspect me? What did I do? I'm on your side. What about him? Miller was in contact with Cypher 9 years ago. He was working with them. He's the traitor, Snake? What's that? More truth serum?
No. Stronger truth
Oh,
serum.
please. Please keep me here. I need protection. Ah! Ah! Oh. 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 Why?
You're the odd one out.
Why me?
We all lost something.
What?
Except you.
Don't!
Truth serum isn't working. Either some procedure he had done boosted his metabolic enzymes, or he's undergone special gene therapy.
What's he saying?
Same as 6 hours ago. I had no idea the nuclear inspection 9 years ago was a ruse. Cypher forced me to do that research after the attack.
Do you think he had a hand in it?
I do. But there's no proof yet. Take a listen to this later.
We need proof before we can pass judgment. Keep an eye on him. And don't tell anyone he's here.
We'll have him continue his research in there. It's for his own good. The older guys will want his head. We can't guarantee his safety if we let him out.
Boss.
He mentioned something interesting. The reason why they pulled their plug on the operation in Afghanistan. He said their funding started going to Central Africa instead. Cypher is pursuing new research in Africa.
Africa? What research?
Emmerich doesn't know the details, but one thing he said does make sense. That Sahelanthropus alone isn't enough to cause an RMA. He claims that what they're doing in Africa is the missing piece. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Meaning it's not just another nuke.
Remember the guys you brought back from the base in Cuba 9 years ago? Believe it or not, some of them survived that hell we went through. Word reached them that Big Boss is back and they wanted in. They're good men. Our brothers in fate. They'll be glad to know you've seen them here.
Didn't we get the speech last time? No. We get it every time? Huh. That's weird. Shouldn't be happening, I'm pretty sure.
Boss, there's no doubt about it. Cypher's working on something in Central Africa. There's evidence they've been in contact with private forces operating in the region. We follow that evidence. We should learn what Cypher is after. Diamond Dogs has gotten a lot bigger. Now's the time to take the offensive. Head back to the ACC for your next mission.
So this is kind of what materials and stuff are used for, is for building stuff. And for deploying with stuff, and really you use materials for all kinds of things. But you spend most of it on this kind of thing. Oh.
Welcome back, boss.
That. Oh, yeah, be good. And let's see, let's go ahead and research the G44. It's a pretty good gun. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a helicopter too. Oh, that's research for a helicopter. Let's go ahead and call it a helicopter.
Roger. B-Squad, arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Squad, on station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
I thought something interesting was gonna happen. Oh well. Wow. Weather base has gotten big. Hard jobs we've been doing have gotten us a lot of money.
Boss, I've been meaning to tell you something. Our old friend Zero hasn't been seen in public since you left the States. That was over 10 years ago now. You suspected he was responsible for the accident at your base in the Caribbean. But at that point, Zero was already bedridden. So it never felt right to me that Zero gave the order. Now that I've seen the man Emmerich was working for, I'm sure he didn't. I know that man. He was our old friend's XO. A man without a face. Not one you want to look at anyway. Skullface. He's the one who destroyed your base 9 years ago. The unit he commands, XOF, was Cypher's strike force, but he's since split from Zero and used XOF to usurp control over Cypher itself. In other words, the Cypher we're hunting isn't Zero. Beyond Zero is a void that's even darker. Skullface.
So, since we've been, since we found out that Cypher is doing new research in Africa, that means that the next set of missions is going to be in Africa. I really shouldn't be explaining this right now, but, I'm not sure if I want to do it yet. It would be really good because the story would move forward, but there's a couple of, ooh, that one's not supposed to be unlocked yet. I accidentally have that one unlocked via a mod that I forgot to turn off. I don't know why that one's there either. That one's not supposed to be there. So there's another one that is supposed to be here that I'm not seeing. So I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on there. And meanwhile, while I'm doing that, let's listen to that tape we just got.
It wasn't just Cypher.
Back in the Caribbean, every eye in the world was turned on us. A private army, just a bunch of guys with guns, in possession of a nuke? Why wouldn't they be uncomfortable?
And that's why you made sure the inspection happened.
Well, I thought our best move was to prove to the UN through the IAEA that we had no nuke. Of course, I was against us having it in the first place, but that was Snake's decision.
The boss wasn't responsible.
Well, don't get me wrong, I still believed in Snake. I thought I was making the best decision for all of us, that's all. I figured we should get a third party to exonerate us before proof of the nuke did get out. And who better to do that than an organization with international authority?
So the truth is, you took it upon yourself to agree to an inspection arranged by the UN. Only the inspection was a ruse, and Cypher's strike force, XOF, showed up instead.
I had no idea that would happen.
Enough bullshit!
Oh, sure, like I could have known. You know, I was just trying to prove our innocence to the world. What's wrong with that?
We're not interested in the excuses you thought up. The truth is objective.
Just see it from my point of view.
You led XOF to the control tower. They seized it, giving them complete control over the base. Moments later, they detonated C4 on the strut legs. Anyone who'd managed to survive was hunted down by the assault force and their choppers.
You can't believe I did that on purpose.
That was the end of Mother Base. But it wasn't the end for you.
How can you... Look, think about it. I lost something too. I built Zeke and it got buried underwater. I am a victim.
That raises the big questions. Why were you the only one spared? You got away without a scratch. Why did Strangelove leave the base on the eve of the inspection? You two were close.
Strangelove?
And how did you manage to build something that surpasses Zeke in every way? Because you did everything they told you. You're the only one who didn't lose a thing. That is the truth.
I was taken away against my will. Skullface forced me to do his research these past 9 years. He used me. I lost 9 years.
9 years. We all lost 9 years. It wasn't just you.
I suppose blaming me makes you feel better, does it? But who's gonna give me back all the time I lost?
You're not getting anything back.
You're not a victim here, Emmerich. You're the perpetrator.
I didn't know anything.
Nobody can back that up.
Yeah, all the evidence is at the bottom of the ocean.
So, rather than that, since we're doing this sad interrogation, let's do something a little bit lighter for our current mission. I really don't want to go to Africa just yet. That mission's really hard, and I'm sick, and it's clearly impacting my ability to play the game. If that last mission's anything to judge by. Then again, this game has a lot of things to make it easier when you're having a hard time. So, maybe it's not a big deal. But anyway, this is a little bit lighter to kind of soothe the palate, I guess, after that last one. After that last mission. Well, let's listen to what happened with Quiet.
When Quiet first came here, she demonstrated her marksmanship against that enemy fighter plane. It showed she was much more than your everyday crack shot. Hitting a moving target from 600 meters is a challenge, but it's possible with the right training and equipment. Shooting down that missile, that's a world apart from taking out a soldier on patrol. The chopper and the missile were in motion, meaning different vectors at high velocity in three-dimensional space, and she shot an unguided bullet that had to fight air resistance and gravity. All that while the chopper was taking evasive maneuvers. Some of the best target leading I've ever known. She has a superhuman sense of spatial awareness. You put her in a fighter jet, and she'd be an ace right off the bat. Hell, your judgment was top class too. Realizing she could take out that pilot, that's quick thinking. You and Quiet could make a hell of a team. You'd be damn near unstoppable.
Huh. Somebody's up there. This is the worst condition for this.
Is that one of our men from 9 years ago?
How can you tell?
Bring him home, boss.
What? Hey, it's me. He seems a little confused. Well, how can we help him out?
Good.
Maybe, this'll help.
Boss, I knew you were. I'm so happy, boss.
One of the guys out on a mission at the time. He's fallen a long way from the glory days. But will he come back to us?
I should have tried something that wouldn't work.
Roger.
Just to kind of throw you off, but it was way fun. It was just I knew I could do that, so it was funny. I almost dove off that cliff. Maybe not the best idea. Wait a minute. Where's my car? Oh. It's back there.
This is Pequod.
Listen to more cassette tapes, but I'm not sure it would be a good idea.
Quiet is
Yeah, no, not yet. I'll have to remember to listen to that one though.
This is Pequod. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Yeah, this isn't Breath of the Wild. It would have killed me.
Gaining altitude. Departing.
Alright, so I do want to listen to that. Oh, new side ops. I get distracted very easily. New Mother Base Soldier one. There's a thing I want to try that I don't know if it's gonna work yet. I shouldn't have said that. There's a thing I want to do. Mostly, I just want to go to Mother Base and mess around. But I want to see if that door will open yet. I don't think it will. But like, if you remember that door I showed you that was locked, at some point that door opens. I don't know when it happens.
Quiet is still in her cell. Only a few staff are authorized to go near her. She hasn't tried anything funny, but that's what bothers me most.
In particular?
What does she have to gain by coming to Mother Base? I first thought she was under orders from Cypher to take you out. She didn't manage it in Afghanistan, so round 2 happens here. So I lighten the guard. And that lock on her door is a joke.
You gave her an opening. And?
Well, she hasn't killed you yet. And I hate to say it, but she's had plenty of chances.
You made me the bait.
Poisonous bait. What better? Anyway, she didn't bite. Quiet is keeping her silence. So I'm left with no idea again what she's doing.
We tried communicating with her through writing. That didn't work either.
Whether she's illiterate, dyslexic, or just plain stubborn, she won't cooperate.
I just don't get it.
If she tried to contact the outside, it'd be picked up by our counterintelligence net. But it's clean. There's no sign she's had contact with the staff, base facilities, nothing. She's almost got the men wanting her to try something, just to find out what she's up to. And she's in there putting on the failed soldier look, all downcast eyes and defeated sighs. But she doesn't kill herself. She can't be trying to leave Cypher and surrender to us.
So what's the verdict?
This may sound optimistic, but here's how I see it. Quiet came here to fulfill some objective. To kill you, maybe to destroy Diamond Dogs. Whatever it was, before she could do it, something changed her mind. Yes. When I look at her, I sense hesitation.
You think she'd betray Cypher?
Can't say for sure. I prefer the ones that talk. Anyway, we'll keep her under watch. And we're also looking into those special abilities of hers. You'll be the first to know if something comes up. Why not look in on her yourself once in a while?
Right.
Snake?
Posh. That's right. It's her. What about the bomb?
We were able to remove the explosives. Both of them.
Bomb!
No, it's okay.
There's another in my...
It's all right, we got it out.
There's another in my...
The
guided tour will be wrapped up by the time you get home.
Make me proud.
By the time they leave, I'll have the IAEA praising us as the poster boys for world peace. Out.
Something's not right. Check her again. Boss? It's all right. We got it out. It's okay. The other bomb, we managed to...
She hit the water hard, but somehow she managed to survive. Anyway, the shock triggered some kind of amnesia.
Snake? Where is Professor Galvez?
You mean? Yeah. She still thinks it's 1974. She's got no memory of anything before that either. Cypher, the KGB, nothing.
It looks to be a kind of dissociative disorder. Dissociative amnesia, where memories are blocked out to protect the mind, and dissociative identity disorder, the whole personality changes. What we're seeing seems to be a combination of the two. She truly believes she's nothing more than a student living in 1974.
Peace Day was a lot of fun. I hope we can do it again.
She doesn't respond to anything that conflicts with her internal timeline. Doctor's pretty sure she's not faking it. If she had her memory, just think what she could tell us about Cypher. The photo is from that guy you brought back the other day. From the old crew. I thought it might jog her memory, but no luck. Anything else you can show her?
Do you have something to show me, Snake?
I give up. She's all yours.
That was why I wanted to go ahead and do that side op. So that we get more stuff related to that. Not much, but some. As we do more of those side ops, where we rescue the old guys from the old Mother Base. Go hang out with Quiet while we call the helicopter. Hey, Quiet. Yeah.
Roger.
Weather surveillance indicates turbulence out there. Try not to get knocked out of the sky.
Got it.
Quiet? Where does she think she's going?
You want to head out with the boss?
That'll be the day.
I don't see a problem with it, so long as she's with you. She's a crack shot, damn fine scout. Well suited for a clandestine op. Which is more than I can say for the others.
There's nothing damn fine about this... thing.
Here.
Hey.
Blades.
Wait a minute, that thing costs a lot of money.
Can see each individual blade and her depth perception.
Want in? This is ridiculous. She doesn't talk. How could you possibly stay in communication?
Right. I like working solo anyway.
So sad. What did the blade shooting prove? Nothing we didn't already know. She's really good at shooting, making ridiculous, impossible shots. I think all I'm gonna do for the rest of tonight is, rather than go into Africa and start doing those missions, I think I'm just gonna start doing these wandering Mother Base soldiers, maybe some of these other side missions as well, and listen to cassette tapes, whether music or intel. I think that's a good way to do it. Oh. Better pistol. I think I'm also going to change out of the sneaking suit. I wanted it, but I don't want it anymore. I'm just going to go with olive drab, I think. It's the most kind of all-around useful, because there's greenery everywhere, even in the desert. I'm going to have the scarf, though. No hit options still, right? Or actually, I could play... Nah, there's not much point. I could play as this guy. He's probably the next most useful. I don't like him that much. He doesn't really... He has kind of a weird expression going on. I don't know. I kind of like that it's Snake. It makes more sense that it's Snake. Yeah. I think this is the way to go. So with each one of these that we do, we get a new photograph that we can show to Paz. It's not much. There's not going to be a whole lot more cutscenes and stuff with that. There's really not a whole lot in that whole story arc. The story thread. It's actually a secret. The game doesn't ever tell you that she's there. Alright. What else is there? Well, these are really interesting, and these are definitely something I want to listen to. But...
Boss, Glad still hasn't made any moves. It's got me thinking. What? If you took her on a mission, she might break her silence. You want to let her out? Sure. Make her no different to the others. Everyone you pick up works for themselves, right? But her. I say work with her. See what happens. I wouldn't ask this of anyone but you. On missions, I'll make sure we have someone observing from a distance, and she won't be allowed access to all of the base. As for Miller, well, sometimes it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. The best part is, hiding is her specialty. If no one sees her leave the base, the staff will be none the wiser. And if she gets away? If that happens, you'll have to take care of her. But I have faith in you, boss. I think Quiet sees something in you. It's a big risk. But it's for the good of all of us. And besides, you can't deny her talent. Her unique skills and abilities would give you a hell of an edge out there. I'll think it over.
It's you, boss. Allow me to serve under you.
One of the guys out on a mission at the time. He's fallen a long way from the glory days. But will he come back to us? Bring him home, boss.
Good dog.
How long are we gonna keep that woman here?
You mean quiet?
My personal feelings aside, she's putting everybody on edge. You should hear the stories. I got sick from just standing guard at her cell. I won't stand on the same platform as that witch. She hit me for no reason.
What is this, a private army or a kindergarten?
The thing is, they're all serious. They're faced with something they don't understand, and a kind of mass hysteria has broken out. I've gotten wind of countless plots to take her out.
There are no grounds for this suspicion whatsoever. Put yourself in her shoes, assuming they see her as a prisoner here. No, even more so, if they do, she deserves to be treated humanely. I always thought our men were a bit more noble-minded, but... Look, I understand this is a stressful line of work, but to make her the scapegoat...
You've got it wrong. Quiet? She's with Cypher. We have men that lost their buddies to her organization.
You could say that about more than just her. Plenty of the men used to fight for another side, but they've all put that aside to work for the boss.
Cypher is different. And if you ask me, the boss is the biggest problem. Why is he protecting her? Some of the guys are starting to suspect him of... I don't agree with keeping her here either.
So what's your move? Throw her out? Kill her? She's our ticket to Cypher, and her physical abilities are outstanding. We could use someone like her.
Don't make me sick.
Her marksmanship, speed, stealth capabilities for a start. Then, there are the other things we've learned. Quiet appears to be able to use both eyes as master eyes simultaneously. That lets her track targets of different focal lengths at once. While looking through the scope with one eye, she can look for new targets with the other. That's why she doesn't need a spotter. She can operate alone, no matter the circumstances.
See? I told you she's a freak. No one would be able to control her.
No, there's one person who could.
Hey, you trying to get the boss killed?
Well, why don't we talk to him? See if he's willing to take her along.
I don't like this.
It's his decision to make. The two of them might even make a good team.
How long are we gonna keep that woman here?
You mean quiet?
My personal feelings aside, she's putting everybody on edge. You should hear...
I forgot I had that on. Alright. What I'm doing here is I'm hoping to knock everybody out and steal them, kidnap them. Wow, there's a lot of people. Just thought there might be some new people from Mother Base here. I saw some people that would be nice, but there's a lot more guys than I was anticipating. So I may not actually go through with it, because it's a lot of guys, and I don't have that much of a suppressor. There's even more. That guy's a B rank, though. We get a lot more from volunteers, though. So, maybe it's not worth it. We get a lot better units from volunteers, too. With them on alert, it's probably best not to call a helicopter right here next to them. Oh, hold on. Are there any other side missions in the area? Well, I'll look at the map, I guess. The side mission here, secure the stone arm blueprint. Oh, I want that. Unlucky dog. Unlucky dog's not that far. If I take that car, shouldn't be that far. And we can listen to some more cassette tapes. Like this really, really fun one that's gonna be just a barrel of monkeys to listen to, I'm sure. But it's a good time to listen to it.
You know the hardest man to break? The type who's fooling himself. That takes time. It's easier to live a convenient lie than a painful truth. Is that the piece you've chosen, Doc?
I'm not lying.
Of course. Just let me check one or two things. On that day, you were in the control tower with them. Lucky you. That's how you got out unscathed. And you escaped on one of their choppers. Only you, right before the base went under.
They had me blindfolded the whole time. I've never been so scared. The whole flight, I thought they'd kill me. But thinking of you kept me going. My comrades, all the way.
And?
There was a plane journey, and then we traveled by road. When they finally took off the blindfold, I was in kind of a warehouse, on the floor. Afghanistan, it was that research lab. I couldn't believe they'd taken me halfway around the world. And soon enough, he came.
Skullface.
He's the one who's really behind that Mother Base attack. He forced me into that research.
What kind of research?
He told me to build a bipedal walking tank for the Soviet Union. Like Peace Walker. A system that could fire an ICBM-class nuclear weapon. That's how the Sahelanthropus project got started.
Sahelanthropus.
Those AI weapons I'd made in Costa Rica were like toys by comparison. A whole world apart from reptilian four-legged crawling and that ridiculous hunched-over bipedal waddling. My design evolved to the dawn of mankind. Sahelanthropus, the first steps towards humanity. An upright bipedal weapon system. Originally, Sahelanthropus was going to be a manned weapons platform. I designed a cockpit in its head, and I planned to fill it with water as a buffering agent.
Like how Paz modified Zeke for human control.
Don't compare me to some amateur. I designed it for human control from the beginning. The problem was miniaturizing the posture control AI. You remember the reptile pod?
The AI that controlled your unmanned weapons.
Attaching it externally makes it vulnerable, so this time I wanted it beneath the armor. Meaning I had to make the AI smaller. I got it down to less than a tenth the size without any loss in computation speed. But it was still too big for the cockpit. There wasn't enough room for the pilot. If I made the head bigger, its body would have to be bigger to support it. Too big to be practical. In the end, human piloting was taken off the table. I tested a remote control system too, but there was the time lag and I wasn't satisfied with its precision either. Plus, it would be useless if the enemy jammed it. So next, I went back to trying an AI-only system. To do that, I had the AI pods recovered from Nicaragua. This was a hybrid AI, a combination of Peace Walker's reptile and mammal pods. The only AIs that had ever successfully operated an unmanned nuclear weapon system.
Really? You'd need some help to get that working. Expert help.
Did you work with someone?
I worked alone.
You did that yourself?
Well, that's the thing. The AI didn't pan out in the end either. But I did finally get Sahelanthropus walking by folding over its upper body to lower its center of gravity. The first upright bipedal locomotive weapon system in the history of mankind. I guess, technically it falls into the anthropoid ape category.
I don't see the benefit of having it stand taller.
On terrain with significant differences in elevation like Afghanistan, you need a body that's vertically adaptable. That also lets it attack from long range while using mountain ridges for cover. So, making it walk upright was the most important factor in giving it superior height capability. As the name suggests, that was the whole point of Sahelanthropus. But I was being pushed for results. Having the AI mounted externally would have been the fastest way to get it working. I just needed more data so it could maintain its balance. But Skullface refused to wait. He dismissed the idea of AI control and took Sahelanthropus away from me before I could finish it.
But it was walking when it came after you.
That's just it. I don't understand how Skullface got it to move upright. Without a pilot...
I'm sorry, boss, but the extraction failed.
At that speed, too. It's beyond anything I could have imagined. This is like the Wright brothers making it to the moon. I'm just as clueless as you are.
So this Sahelanthropus, where is it now?
I have no idea. All my experiments took place at that cave. I've never seen it anywhere else. Besides, it's still just an incomplete prototype at this point, and nothing but a paper tiger. Even if it can walk, it's far from being a viable weapons platform. It wouldn't be useful in actual battle.
Emmerich will remain here at Mother Base for now, but not as a member of Diamond Dogs. I still don't trust him. That work for you?
Fine by me. He can't be allowed any contact with staff either.
Yeah. A lot of the guys would love some payback for 9 years ago. We still need him alive. But we have to restrict his movements. He can only go where we tell him. And of course, the interrogations will continue. He worked for that skull bastard for nearly a decade. He still has more to tell us.
How long are we gonna press him?
If our investigation shows he really had nothing to do with the attack, we'll reconsider his place here. But I don't expect that to happen. Remember that water tank-shaped object in Emmerich's lab in the Soviet base camp? The thing that started talking to you like a possessed answering machine. That was a pod built for housing the AI used to control unmanned weapons. You remember, back in '74 in Costa Rica. It was in those machines you fought there. They were designated Pupa, Chrysalis, Cocoon, and Basilisk. And each of them was fitted with an AI unit called a reptile pod. Emmerich created it. It mainly handled the machine's posture control and autonomous behavior. But the Basilisk, aka Peace Walker, also featured a second AI pod. That one was called the Mammal Pod, and it was created by Dr. Strangelove. She tried to recreate the boss's personality through the Mammal Pod, but you pulled out its memory boards. That's when it transferred its own functions to its reptile pod. Just like a human brain compensating for damage by using the remaining healthy parts. The result was a unique entity, a hybrid of the reptile and the mammal. It sank to the bottom of Lake Nicaragua with Peace Walker. But apparently they salvaged it and transported it to that lab. Don't let it deceive you, Snake. It may sound like the boss, but it has neither a personality nor a will. Like Emmerich says, it's just a machine.
Ever since the attack on your unit 9 years ago, the name Big Boss has become known the world over.
What do you mean?
Those of your men who survived traveled far and wide. They fought throughout the world. In fact, they're part of the reason we have all these PFs now. Every one of them suffered their own phantom pain from losing you. Talking about you wherever they went helped to heal their wounds. Your actions and words, your legend, has been told on every battlefield they've set foot on. Obviously, as the tales have spread, the truth's been distorted and painted over. Big Boss sacrificed himself to show us the threat that Cypher poses. He sounded a warning, so it goes.
A warning?
Too much power destroys the hands that hold it. Apparently, you chose to be a living example of that.
I never said any of that.
The moment any truth is passed on, it starts turning into fiction. The problem is, fiction inspires people more than facts. To the world, you're now the legendary mercenary Big Boss. The lessons you've taught the PFs are the reason they're so widespread. They're the reason they've survived. And you know what they all aspire to? To one day go nuclear, just like you did, and stand up to Cypher.
Of all the stupid things you could do.
They'll never understand what you really wanted. Heroes are misunderstood. It takes a man of the same caliber to understand what drives them. Bottom line is, these guys want to be like their hero, Big Boss. Deep down, they all have their eyes on nuclear weapons. They say that a nuke is the only means of standing against Cypher. But these days, it's becoming little more than a slogan to rally the troops and survive in a cutthroat business.
Currently, there are 3 major PFs who've expanded into Central Africa. CFA, Rogue Coyote, and Zero Risk Security. HEC's investigations have shown there's almost no overlap between their areas of operation. It's not so much a turf war, more like they have a gentleman's agreement. If you do cross paths with them, you probably won't have to face more than one at a time. Still, don't expect a walk in the park. The CFA, Contract Forces of Africa. These guys are a major player. Their head office is in Pretoria, South Africa. That's also where the South African Defense Force is headquartered. We think the two are closely connected. An HEC investigation revealed that most of the CFA's operators are former SADF soldiers. South Africa has been locked in struggles with neighboring regimes for years. That means constant action, and we know better than anyone that's the best kind of training. A company drawing its recruits from hardened military vets. You can bet they know how to handle themselves. Do not underestimate them. Within the CFA is a company of soldiers made up mainly of locally hired operators. They speak Afrikaans to communicate with personnel from the CFA. But if you notice any speaking the local language, that's them. Though hired from the local population, they were originally part of a paramilitary group, so they'll have plenty of combat experience. And unlike their days shooting junkyard rifles out of beat-up pickup trucks, the CFA now supplies them with the latest gear from the West. On top of that, they've been combat trained by the South African Army. All that adds up to a much stronger fighting force. So don't brush them off. Look at the Angola-Zaire border region. The east bank of the Munene River in particular. It's a microcosm of a problem that stretches all across Africa. There's a civil war going on in Angola, fought between the government MPLA and the Western-backed UNITA. Zaire is still a dictatorship under President Mobutu, but numerous uprisings have broken out in its remote regions. With all the trouble elsewhere keeping their hands full, neither government has control over their side of the border. They depend on militias and PFs, as do the rebels. Government forces, guerrillas, militants, groups of all shapes and sizes hawk whatever resources they can to hire PFs. Conflict brings PFs. PFs expand the war zone, and more conflicts erupt in a continuous chain reaction. Sounds like our kind of work. Mother Base could grow by leaps and bounds.
Черт! Дайте защитный огонь!
На нас напали! Всех подразделениям занять боевые позиции!
So, I was trying to say earlier, but I forgot I had my microphone muted. One of the things I just developed is the Uragan 5. And it is a revolver that fires shotgun shells. It's pretty great. And I'll be showing it off eventually, I guess. Unfortunately, none of them are looking over here. Oh, somebody is. I'm thinking about trying to use C4 to blow the door open, but I'm afraid that I'd kill the prisoner inside. It might be worth it to try. Just because I'm curious. I've never done it before. Oh yeah. Oh crap, did he just die? Oh my gosh. Oh.
Snake,
well,
are you okay?
I'm not very good in combat situations, as you can tell. Sometimes I come up with pretty funny plans, but I was trying to talk about the thing that I researched earlier, and talk about things, really anything, earlier, and I couldn't because my app for talking to you through the chat crashed. So that's good. I still want to do this mission. I'm kind of out of cassette tapes to listen to for Intel. I guess there's still Africa. No, I listened to Africa today. I don't know why it says I haven't. I guess because it didn't save it. Yeah, Cardboard Bot kind of isn't feeling too well either now. I don't know if I want to play all of these songs, but we just picked up these two, so I guess I'll listen to them. Oh gosh. Yeah, that app crashed. It's just not responding. Or it's responding very, very slowly. It sounds like video game music. I didn't even notice that. When I'm done with this mission, I think I'll transport myself over to the other place to do the other one, the other side op that's available right now. It's not very good sneaking music, to be honest. Just because it's too loud. It covers up sounds of guards moving around and stuff. That went surprisingly well. I love how I just smashed through everything like it's sugar glass. Now see, night vision goggles on that guy. So now he sees basically as though it's daylight. I don't think I put enough trank darts in that guy. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna get an endless chain of those guys going up to check on each other? It's a sleep party. What do you think it is? It's a sleepover on the roof. Sounds like classic MGS. Yeah, it kind of does. But that's the thing. Classic MGS didn't... You used the Soliton radar to find enemies. This game mostly uses sound and, well, D-Dog. But to track their movements and really be aware of them, like, sound really helps. No greenery in here. Can't blend so well. That guy's a helmet too. Yeah. Oh crap, that's not what I meant to do. Wait, I got this.
Понял. Будьте максимально осторожны. Конец связи.
Wait. Why are they running? He's not checking anyway. Okay. Enough of that. I don't know why he was running. Oh my gosh, they're gone. Oh crap. Wait, I got spotted by a sniper? Crap. Crap! Friggin' snipers. I need reinforcements. Oh gosh, he's just destroying me through that grating. Ugh.
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
I've never shown this off. This is just free roam. So whatever. There's no grade for this. Let's see what the chicken hat's like. The chicken hat's for sick, Kyle. Wait a minute. He's laughing at me. Or something. Notice he lost a feather from the hat. I think what that means is you can get caught 3 times. Those eyes. They bounce. Why did they bounce? Wait a minute. Where's my suppressor? Hold on. Oh gosh. My suppressor fell down here. There we go. This music's pretty good. Unfortunately, the chicken hat is not so cheap that I can't avoid getting caught, that I can just avoid getting caught at all, ever. I just heard a door open. The problem is, like, I'm not just here to rescue the prisoner. I'm here to get recruits. Oh, looks like somebody else wants to join. Kinda seems like they're having a hard time seeing me. So maybe it does actually make you harder to see too. They're not having a hard time noticing that they're knocked out though. Jeez, 2 more soldiers show up. I'm already out of suppressors again. Somebody's gonna notice this. And they did. But as long as I keep them looking at more balloons, they maybe won't actually run over here. There we go. Oh, my suppressor's here. That's really all I'm calling for these for. Is for more suppressors. Oh, you know what? Since we're doing this the easy way, let's go ahead and listen to another song. Oh, this is very appropriate music. Come on. Oh, it's also glows in the dark, by the way. Yeah, alright. I'll go this way. researched sleep grenades yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, he was just acting like, oh, I didn't see you. Don't worry about it. No big deal. No more chicken hat, though. I like that they have this agreement that if they see someone with a chicken hat, they're like, oh, okay. No worries. No worries. Crap. I still got spotted by the sniper. There are a lot less guards in here now, though. Oh, but you know, actually, crap. This is what saved me before. Screw all of you guys. I'm really bad at infiltrating this place. I'm just really bad at it. Oh, I woke him up. Oh crap. Crap. I still didn't keep it. That stupid sniper gets me every time. I need to actually look for the sniper specifically, I guess. The Lil Chicken Hat. It reduces your mission completion score to 0. Let's see what the Lil Chicken Hat is. I didn't even know the Lil Chicken Hat existed. Oh my gosh. Okay. What music does this need? I mean, what better music could there be for this than Kids in America? This guy can't see anything. This is better. This is better than the stealth camo. Oh, they do hear it. Won't matter if they do, though. They can't actually detect me. This is kind of great. I didn't mean to pet my dog, but that's okay. I don't have a suppressor on my gun, but what do I need it for? I just realized there are reinforcements coming. It's gonna take a while. Should we listen to Kids in America again? They just barely missed that. Yes, okay. I don't need your gun. There we go. I could put him on the bed to make it look like he was taking a nap. But I'm kind of doing all this for a reason. Loop it forever. I don't know why this is so much fun. There's just no challenge whatsoever. I don't want this to go on forever. Oh my gosh, slow down. Get over here. Oh, I'm empty, so... Hold on, let me... call for a resupply. I'll be back for those guys. You know what? I don't even need those. There's like one guard left in this entire base. It wasn't even locked. Okay, maybe 3 times is a bit much. There's a limit to how many times you can listen to Kids in America in a row, I think.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
They just seriously take off? Ugh. I think I may have killed that guy. Yeah, I did. Oops. Oh, that's the last final location. Okay, this. Whatever. What? Wait. Oh, I have to pick up the sticker first. That's right. I'm hitting the wrong button. That doesn't change the fact that it's extraction time. You thought the rampage was over. Oh, it's not over. We're doing one more. We gotta get that blueprint, actually. Yeah, Mother Base needs some more members. And that would take a really long time, normally. Like, it takes me a really long time to build up Mother Base most of the time. And it's still gonna take a while to really get all the really good stuff. I don't even know where a guard is. Like any guard. There's one. Because I need to know where the blueprint is. I don't know where the blueprint is.
Hands up. Talk. Spit it out.
Oh, come on. There it is. I just happened to find it. Okay. There's like hardly anybody here. Alright. I think it's time to go back to Mother Base.
Roger.
Stop this ridiculous rampage. There's a helipad up there. Ugh. The most inconvenient sandstorm. Well, I guess it's got to balance out the really, really fortuitous one I had earlier. Pretty sure a helicopter won't fly in a sandstorm. You have to, so they'll have to stay back.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Could be wrong. Like they won't be able to land.
This is Pequod. We can't land.
Yeah, that's what I figured. There's like one guy in this entire base. Oh my gosh. Okay.
We can't land.
I could use the Phantom Cigar, but like it's almost cleared anyway. Alright. Jeez. That was quite an amazing rampage. I've never done that before, and it was awesome. Alright.
Departing.
A bionic arm developer has submitted a proposal for a new feature. An active sonar that can detect the positions of soldiers, prisoners, and animals. To start development, give the order from your iDroid.
That's why I wanted to get that blueprint. Flare supply would be nice. Oh wait, I already have that. That's just an upgrade. Oh, Nocticyanin. This basically, it doesn't remove the need for D-Dog, but it does one of the same functions. Sure, why not? Well, it's not radar, it's sonar. No, I don't need that. It's sonar, so like you have to actively use it, and it makes a noise. And enemies can hear that, and it doesn't really find enemies for you. It finds anything that's making... It finds a lot of things. It also finds animals and, like, just all kinds of stuff. It's really probably not as useful as what you're imagining. it doesn't actually show them either. It just kind of shows like a little... It doesn't show what it's found. It just shows that it has found something. I haven't actually... I haven't actually really been able to find much use for it. But there's supposed to be some... I think there's some other upgrades I can get since I got that. Wow. Wait a minute. What was that last one? What was that last one on the list there? Stealth camo. I already meet the requirements for stealth camo. For a very limited version of stealth camo. It has very limited battery, and it does restrict my rank. The added analyzer feature can determine soldiers' and prisoners' abilities and the category of any skills they possess. That'll be useful. Ooh. An upgrade for the rocket launcher. That would be really good too. Machine gun. Couldn't hurt. We are very in the red on the left side, but the right side so much more than makes up for it. By about 4 million. Why not? Why not just make everything? Oh yeah, that's right. There's actually a limit on the number of things you can make at once. So that's probably a good reason. I didn't realize it was 4 million. There's that hedgehog we found. Long-eared hedgehog. Just wondering, like, is there anything new to look at? Alright, we got a new memento photo, so we ought to show that to Paz. Was not anymore. I didn't have the timing that you did. You mean a limit on... Oh.
No, Dee, stop.
Snake. Sorry. Been away a while, huh?
Don't be such a stranger. Such a bad example for the men. He gets swollen too. Diddy, come.
I think that scene's supposed to make it daytime, but I have that feature turned off. So, I don't know why it thinks I've been away from the base for so long. It hasn't been that long. And that kind of screwed up my whole plan. I almost dove out of the box again. sunbathing for some reason in the dark.
Let us know if you need supplies.
All right.
Thanks for letting me join the fight. I'll do whatever you ask.
Boss.
So, who's the one that doesn't talk with the boss brought back? No idea. I wonder if she's even human.
What? Come on. If she isn't human, what is she? Alien? Some kind of bioroid?
I don't know. The way she moves, disappears, I wouldn't count anything out.
Give me a break. It's probably technology from that Cypher group. There's no such thing as miracles, supernatural. Only cutting-edge technology.
I don't know much about Cypher, but even science has its limits, right? And how do we know she's connected to them anyway?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Well, whoever she is, boy, does she creep me out.
I hear ya.
I don't know why this thing always pops up in the most hilarious direction possible. It always seems to be facing the people that it knocks out. I don't know what determines that.
Oh, Snake! What is it, Snake? This photo. It is from the other day, right? I like it a lot. I look kind of silly, but it's got a peaceful feel to it. Peace Day was a lot of fun. Everyone cheered at the end, even though I missed a few high notes. We should have more events like that, Snake. I'm sorry, Snake. My head hurts. Could you let me rest?
That's weird. The decoy's still here, but the people it knocked out aren't. Alright. Yeah, she's wearing just bandages and nothing else, pretty much. Or something. I wasn't really paying attention.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Maybe it was just underwear.
This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Oh, maybe it was for the first photo, in which case we'll have to show her the second one when we come back. Because you can't show her more than one. She has to rest.
Gaining altitude.
No, you can't. She actually does have to rest. Although you can just go back to Mother Base and then show her the photo. I might do that. Because why not? I was kind of using this to, I was honestly using this to progress the story for Quiet. Because I want to go ahead and progress that story. But I don't think it'll progress until I've done more side ops. Or maybe more main missions. Whoa. That actually realistically... Oh, I guess that makes sense. It is actually moving me. It's not an illusion. Oh, how do I get that song? That would be a good one. Anything that Quiet's listening to is something you can find at a cassette tape, a cassette player somewhere.
Welcome back, boss.
Oh, Snake!
I guess she's just wearing underwear. Okay.
What is it, Snake?
Something.
Remember Professor Galvez on his instrument during Peace Day? Woo-wee-oo. Such a funny sound for a musical instrument. He said the Soviets invented it. Everyone sure seemed impressed. Music has no borders. The professor taught me that. Where's Professor Galvez anyway? My head. It hurts.
Is this really the color I chose for Mother Base? No, this is just a medical platform. That's right, the medical platform's always white. The buildings, anyway. I keep hoping that she'll be up and about, but she never is. I thought she was supposed to, but whatever.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Alright. Yeah, me too. I think it's about time to call it here. Next time, I guess we'll be going to Africa, see what's going on there. The only thing I'd do now is go look for more Mother Base soldiers, but I can save that for next time, or for the next time I need a lull in the action. Good night. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I'm a little sad that Cardboard Bot crashed. But see you next time. Alright. Good night, everybody.